Hi guys, you're looking at the new triple spark engine from Bajaj, which you're seeing on the new Pulsar 200 NS. It features a triple spark plug ignition system, displaces 199.8 cc, basically the same as the KTM 200, and produces 23.5 PS of power. And that, as you can see, is the new Pulsar NS 200. That's the front end. The all new fuel tank, clip-on handlebars. Those are the new clocks. And the Pulsar now gets a step type seat. That's a 200 NS badging. That's an all new swing arm for the new Pulsar.
All new frame.
All new chassis. And that, as you can see, is the gas charged monoshock at the rear, which according to Bajaj is the first for the country. And interestingly, it uses pedal discs at both ends. Neat looking alloy design. The tail looks pretty similar to the Pulsar 135. Those are the tail lights, which again remind you of the previous generation Pulsar. That's the other side of the engine. One minute. Now this engine interestingly uses a 4-valve head, and as I said, it has a triple spark ignition, but it still does not get fuel injection, and the new Pulsar gets carburation again.
Okay, other interesting bits are it's got 4-valve head, SOHC. Why is it an SOHC? Could have gone DHC, they could have gone fuel injection, but again, you keep in mind that using that will make the bike more expensive, especially the fuel injection bit, because fuel injection, the pump and everything will at least increase the price by about another 4 or 5,000 rupees. Now, we don't know what the price of this bike is at the moment, but we expect it to be, at least Rajiv Bajaj has said it's going to be under a lakh. Now, is that going to be ex-showroom or on-road prices? We're not too sure. We expect the pricing to be closer to about 80 to 85,000. But yep, a lot of this bike now, if you look at it very closely, from here, everything down is KTM. That changes. That's Bajaj. Transmission is KTM. The ratios are going to be different from the KTM, but everything else is absolutely the same. It's the KTM's roadmap over there. What else can I tell you about this bike? I told you the 4-valve head, SOHC. Despite all of these now, the power 23.5 PS is very close to what KTM is generating in the Duke 200. The only drawback that the Pulsar 200 NS has is the curb weight. That's about 145 kilos curb weight on the Pulsar. Whereas the KTM 200 Duke, that's about 125 kilos. And the 20 kilo difference basically comes from the KTM using a lot more exotic materials, which is one of the reasons why it's a little more expensive. It's going to be more expensive and positioned at the premium end of the market compared to the Pulsar. Yeah, I'm going to go on the other side very shortly. There's still a few more people trying to shoot and film on the other side, so it's a little tricky at the moment. Try and show you as much as it from here. The front end, the headlamp assembly and all that, very Benelli or very KTM type, isolated from the rest of the bike. Very sharp, very edgy styling, very edgy details, especially those small parking lamps under the headlight assembly. Even the top cover, the wind deflector, the top. You can see this going closer. Those will be the parking lamps. This and one on the side. The front wind deflector. It's not a bad looking bike at all. It looks very impressive. Okay, I'm taking this from the side. Look at the tank and See that? That's a new element. Makes it look a lot more aggressive, a lot more muscular, gives it a lot more character. Now if you look at the perimeter frame, that's this portion there. That's a new press steel frame, box section, swing arm at the rear. That's the box section swing arm. Very nicely styled, very nicely detailed. Quality looks far superior to what Bajaj has ever done before. And we're getting shooed away from here for all these TV guys who think they've got a lot of information wisdom to impart, but unfortunately